Okay, so I'm going to make my first voice movie of the year. And so just so you know what I'm referring to, a lot of students are asking me about page 156 from section 3.4, how to do question number 3. So I'm taking 3b from that. And in essence, what is not shown in the question is that you don't have the graph of the parent function, which is f of x to the power 4. So that's the reference, if you will, that we're going to be using right here. And what we do have is we have the transformed um, function over here, but we don't know what this is. But we are given some points. We have some ideas of what is actually happening in terms of A, K, C, and D, but we don't know for sure what it is. What's really important to notice here is that, for example, this point right here has no other opportunity but to be transformed to this point. Okay, so that's just being transformed. So this original point, 0, 0, is being moved over here to this point, -4, -5. And I'm going to take a huge interest in that point right now because there's an equation, this equation here. So the final destination of x, final destination of y, and that has been sent from the original destination of x and from the original destination of y. So we talk a lot about what is the effect of k. K has a 1 over k effect. Okay, so it's being divided by k here. This is our horizontal transformation, so this is shifting us left or right. The c value is shifting us up or down, and then this is our vertical stretch or vertical compression. Now, I very specifically took the 0, 0 point because I want to be able to wipe this out, if you will, and wipe this one out here. So I'm going to use 0, which is going to be 0 over k, which is 0. This is really going to leave me just with this d value. Same thing here. I'm going to use 0 here, wipe this out, so the a is gone, and it leaves me with c, which is beautiful because I now know what d is equal to. D is equal to -4, and oops, c is equal to 5. So I have those 2 points. Now I have to do this again because I can't just assume that I know that k is equal to 1 or that a is equal to 1. I need to find what these are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my equation, and I can pick either go 1 to the left. So if I go 1 to the left, well, that makes sense. It would come from here. Or I can go 1 to the right, an x value to the right, which means I would go as well 1 x value to the right. That's entirely up to me as to which way I want to go. So if I take this one here, this 0.11, nice numbers, basically it's saying I'm being transformed over to this value here, -3, 3. So I'm going to use the algebra again to figure out what that is. I'm going to plug this again into this equation, but this time I now know what my c and d value are. So I know that 1 is sent to -3 and 1 is sent to 3. Okay, so 1 over k minus 4, because I know what my d value is. That's going to form an equation. So all of this is equal to all of this. So if I plug that in, solve for k, in this case I find that k is equal to 1. Great. Ditto over here. So I plug in the 1 over here, and I get that 1a, or a, plus 5 is all equal to this value 3. So again, I plug that in here. 3 is equal to a plus 5, or a is equal to -2. Fantastic. So now I know everything I need to know. I know my a value, I know my k value, which you don't see here because it's equal to 1. I know my d value, and I know my c value, which tells me, okay, so since I have -2, I know that there's a reflection with the x-axis because a is negative. I also know that I have a vertical stretch by a factor of 2. I have a horizontal translation to the left, which is obvious from the graph. So I'm moving 4 units to left. And I have a vertical translation 5 units upwards. Okay, I hope that helped.